Hi, this is Curtis, speedrunning Turtles in Time. Shoutouts to fellow TMNTers, Afsha, Lucas, and Joe. I won't be able to describe all the tactics I use in this short period of time, so I'll only touch on the major ones and put in annotations. Okay, yeah, the options there, obviously gotta play hard mode, dedicated special attack button, manual dash, which alone can save several minutes, and back attack off, because sometimes depending on your position relative to an enemy, if there's one behind you, you'll attack behind you, and it'll interfere with the tactics I want to use. So basically for Big Apple 3 AM, I'll be aiming for a minute and 30 seconds. Yeah, basically anything under a minute and 40 and I'll be happy. Yeah, these hovering kick attacks, you use dash and special. Reason why I choose Raph over the other turtles is because he has the strongest kick attack. And turns out that it is strong enough to one-hit KO the purple foot. I just wasted some time there. It can one-hit KO purple foot soldiers and some other enemies. Annotation, Wrecking Ball. Did you just see that white foot soldier on the left appear for a few frames? Another annotation. Yeah, Baxter is a really straightforward boss. With this strat, you can kill him before he touches the ground. You also notice my life bar is at 1 right now. I'm just gonna escort him in. Whenever you beat a boss, right before you go Cowabunga, right here, the game tallies how much life you have left, one bar at a time. So I try to use specials so that I have as little life left as possible. And if you're at full health, if you're at full health, it takes about a second and a half longer. Yeah, I have a previous run of this stage from 6 years ago that was just under 2 minutes, and this one will be by around half a minute, which goes to show how much time you can save by doing so many these weird little time-saving things here and there. And this is actually a pretty interesting stage programming-wise, because first of all, the path is really narrow, so the AI, there are less options for the AI variability, and it makes the AI more predictable that way. So my tactics are a lot more consistent here, not including unforced errors. So here, my life bar is at 4 right now. I'm going to use 1 special on him to bring my life down to 1. And there we go. Yeah, another thing about beating a stage, I'm staying in this area. So right before you go Cowabunga again, the game makes you walk to the front and center of the screen. If I'm there by the time the boss's death animation is over, you pretty much save you save the travel time. Okay, and I really hate this stage, mostly because you go at the game's pace, not your own. And I can never really get, I can't do this stage perfectly. Yeah, and you can't dash here, so some of the movements are a bit awkward. Notice how the stage kind of goes with the music too. Like different enemies or obstacles come up when the song. Just got hit. Enemies or obstacles come up when the song changes sections. Kind of like here right now. Yeah. So in other So in other stages, if I want to gauge how well I'm doing time-wise, I just listen for certain cues in the music. And there's a pizza right around it, yeah. Okay, so for most players, these guys, the pizza monsters, are a bit of a pain to deal with. But it turns out that there's a sweet spot just as they come out of the water, where your hits will take priority. Thankfully, there's one last pizza here. So I'm just gonna spam my specials on the boss. Yeah, so... And that's how it's done. Okay, yeah, the Technodrome stage, yeah, it took a while for me to understand. The path is really wide, so it was a bit difficult for me to figure out how the enemy AI works, but once you figure it out, it actually becomes a lot clearer how the enemies behave depending on where you're physically standing on the screen. Different types of behavior with different types of foot soldiers. Like these purple and orange ones, they take a more greedy approach to chasing, whereas these blue guys, yeah, they're more annoying. Since their movements are more spastic and sometimes they move out of the way. Same with these blocking guys. Yeah, and then these purple guys, they always rise from the same spot. Yeah. And that blue guy, I didn't expect to kill him. I just wanted to force him off screen. Yes, okay. Yeah, sometimes Razar, yeah, sometimes he doesn't move in that direction. Just wasted a few frames there. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do something cool here. So you see my points went from 308 to 324. A cool move that I didn't know about, there I go again, until recently. If you dash and then press jump, you'll do a somersault. And it turns out if you do a shoulder ram, okay, if you do a shoulder ram just as you finish that somersault, it'll do more damage than a normal one. And you actually get 4 points per kill. And I might miss this one. Okay, good. I occasionally miss that. Yeah, so that's somersault dash. You saw me do it a few times. I like that move. Yeah, those blocking guys are annoying. Some people can kill them with just one special attack. I never figured out how to manipulate the AI to do that, to let me do that. Yeah, the strategy here is just to stay on the move. These guys actually appear randomly. I always get hit at least once here. Yeah. Yeah, they appear in random spots. Don't get distracted, just stay on the move. Okay, so that's pretty much it for me in terms of a good speedrun. I'll just do this last dinosaur stage for fun. So close. This last stage just to show how much worse I am when I'm not as familiar with the layout and optimal timings. Like, okay, I know the layout, but and I know generally where certain enemies appear, but not in a lot of detail that lets me do to the fraction of a second optimal timings. I'll have to concentrate a bit here, so I won't talk as much. And if you haven't noticed, using a special makes you invincible. And I just got my extra life. Okay, let's go. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was too slow, so that pterodactyl just now, had to wait for it to move off screen before I can continue. Faster people than me can actually outrun it, so you don't have to waste time waiting for it. And, okay. Yeah, I hate this part. I always get here. Of course, unless you, oh jeez, unless you play chicken and just hit and dodge. Right? Oh jeez. Okay, yeah. Yeah, another thing to keep in mind is unless you know what you're doing, it's best to just wait for those stalactites to fall. Because even though their shadows are small, they have huge hitboxes. Yeah, mine's kind of going blank right now. I'm just like, yeah, just losing all sense of strategy now. Oh, did you see that? Okay, I think I've woken up again. Okay, not bad. Alright, Slash used to be the hardest boss to beat for me, but I'll show you a tactic that makes him one of the easiest. It's kind of a noob way to... Okay, yeah, it's kind of a noob way to beat him. Yeah, you just gotta make sure you have the first hit. So I just begin with one regular attack to guarantee first strike. Yeah, and last but not least, that date is way too early for the dinosaurs.